Alright guys, what's going on? My name is Christian and welcome to another video. As always, before I get started, let's aim for like 69 likes. If we can hit 69 likes, that would be absolutely amazing. Leave a comment in the comment section below if you enjoyed this video. Kind of just tell me what you think. I just love reading your guys' comments, so hit me up down there. Anyway, so today's story is kind of a crazy one, one that have pretty much been waiting to tell. I have a list of stories on my computer where I just write down stories I need to tell, and this was one of them, and it finally came up. So at the time of this story, I was dating a girl, and she was 17 years old, and then I had a friend who was 17, and then I had two friends that were 16, right? And so the 17-year-old was the one that could drive, and he was the one that actually we all rode in his car. So it was me, my girlfriend, we sat next to each other, then my friend on the right, and then the other friend in the front right seat, so like the passenger seat obviously, and we just kind of decided to go see a movie. And there weren't like super great movies out at the time, or we had seen them all or something, I don't even remember, but we decided to go see Ex Machina. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen that. It's a pretty good movie. I mean, I really enjoyed it, but I didn't see it this time, and you'll find out why. Anyway, right before we got to the movies, I want to say about 20 minutes out, because we had to go, we kind of live far away, so we had to like come quite a ways to get to the movies, as far as when I lived in the place I did live at the time. About 20 minutes away, my friend's kind of looking through the stuff, and he's like, guys, do you have to be 17 or 18 to get into an R-rated movie? And I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, wait, you have to be 18. And then my friend's like, no, you got to be 17. And so he looked on his phone and it's like, you have to be 17 to get into a movie. So me and my two other friends are like, okay, well then what are we going to do? You guys can get in. And so we came up with an idea that, the one guy, the 17-year-old guy, we'll call him Frank. We decided Frank was going to, we were all going to give him our money, and he was just going to go up there and pay for the tickets, right? He would show him his ID. We kind of assumed they wouldn't say anything, and I was like, okay, so what happens if, we get stopped there, and the guy's like, no, I need to see your guys' ID, because some people are strict about this, and some people aren't. Like, I've been to the movies, and sometimes I've been stopped, and sometimes I haven't. So I was like, okay, all right, if he accepts your guys' money and, lets you guys go in and doesn't let us go in, just sneak us in the side, right? Because we had done that before, if you need to get into a movie or you don't have money or something, sometimes we would just kind of sneak in the side, which I know that's sly and that's kind of messed up, but it was whatever. We were super poor and everything, and we just wanted to see movies. Like, that was it. Touch my girl's ass in the movie theater and have dry sex in the middle of a movie. Who doesn't want to do that? So anyway, we get to the place, and the guy goes up there, Frank goes up there, hands him his money, and he's like, okay, can we get 5 tickets to Ex Machina? And the guy's like, can I see your guys' IDs? My friend Frank pulls out his ID, right? And just shows it to him. And he's like, I need to see all your guys' IDs. And you have to be 17 to get in. And I'm like, man, I'm 16 and I'm about to turn 17 and everything. And he was just like, look, I'm sorry, dude. I can't let you in. I can lose my job for letting you in. And so I was just like, dang, that's all right. And so I told him, I was like, all right, you know what? You guys go ahead. We'll just kind of wait in the car. You guys can do whatever. And so the guy didn't really think anything of it. And so we texted our friend and we're like, okay, let us know when to be at the side door. So the side door only open from the inside, right? So we were going to kind of, act like we were smoking or something on the side of the building. And we just have my friend and my girlfriend open the door, and we just kind of slip in that way. And then later, after we slipped in that way, I was planning to slip it in another way, if you know what I'm saying. So anyway, they give us the text, and we're kind of just sitting there acting like we're smoking almost. I think one of us was acting like we were smoking. I didn't want to, because if a cop came by or something, I didn't want it to look like I was smoking at 16. So I want to say about 5 minutes later, my friend texts me back, and he's like, okay, we're a go. I'll be there in a minute. And so he acted like he was going to the bathroom, and then he texts me again, and he's like, your girlfriend's in the theater. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. We'll just go in there. And he's like, yeah, she's sitting in the back row. What our plan was, basically, he texted me, and he was like, okay, I'm just going to walk out the door, act like I'm going, to take a smoke or something. And then you guys just kind of walk in behind me, and then I'll go back around and go in the front entrance. So Easy enough, right? Anyway, he goes out the door. Me and my 3 friends like hold the door open and go in like as quick as we can and like as easily as we can. And then as soon as we walk in, we see a guy like just sweeping the floor, right? And we're like, oh shit, oh shit. And so we kind of hide, and we were lucky because there was this little like ridge or like indent in the wall where there was a water fountain, and we kind of all hid behind it. And luckily the guy was just doing like that weird sweeping thing on carpet, and he ended up going away. So anyway, we start walking to the theater, and it was kind of unlucky. Well, actually it was really unlucky because the theater was on the other side of like the movie theater place, right? So we had to walk all the way down. It was like in one of the like 20th theater rooms, I don't even know what you call them. And so we start walking, and as we get there, so I want to say we're about like halfway there. Yeah, we would have been halfway there because we were at the place where you first come in. A guy in a polo shirt, I want to say like polo shirt and khakis, comes up to us and he's like, hey, I need you guys to come with me. And we're sitting there and we're like, oh shit, we like that was it, like we were dunzo beans, right? And so like I'm shitting my pants, I probably peed a little, and we just ended up following this like what we assumed was the manager back to his office. So there was like this set of offices towards the end of the theater, almost where the theater we were trying to get to was. And we go back there, and this bald ass Mr. Clean guy is like, all right, why don't you boys take a seat? And so we all sat down. There was about like 6 chairs, I want to say. We all sat next to each other. And he was like, why did we see you on the cameras coming in through the back exit? And I'm just like, oh shit. Like now I knew, like I thought there was a hope that he didn't see. And, apparently he obviously did. As we're like looking to the right, there's a kid that literally sits in front of the monitors and watches the exits of this theater, which why like this only like didn't work now, because we had done this in the past, and my brother had been doing this for years. Like I don't know if it was a new thing or something, but the guy's just sitting there, the kid's looking at us with this just smirk, like this stupid ass grin, like fuck you guys, I got you guys. And so we're just sitting there like, oh my god, this literally could not get worse. And he's like, what do you guys think your punishment should be? And I'm just like, look, sir, I'm really sorry. Like, we had the money and everything. We just wanted to go see a movie with 2 of our friends. And, we couldn't get in because we were 16. Like, I promised we had the money. And he's like, you guys, the solution to this problem is not sneaking into the theater. And I was like, yes sir, I know. Like I was doing all the talking because I'm pretty good with that, and my friends are just sitting there like shitting their pants, like hoping this dude isn't about to like call the cops on us. And I'm just like, listen sir, it won't happen again. Like we're really sorry, we can pay or whatever, like we can do whatever you want, like we're sorry. I mean this is probably like sounding borderline like we're about to like be able to suck this dude's dick or something, or like give him sexual favors. Like that's probably what I sounded like. That's not what I was going for. And anyway, the guy's like, listen, you kids don't seem like bad kids, and you guys made a mistake, but you can't do this again. And if I do catch you guys doing this again, I will call the cops next time. And so I'm just like, thank you so much, sir. And he's like, you guys have a good day. But like I said, if you guys want to go to an R-rated movie, bring your parents. They can leave after that. You just got to get approval. And that's about it. And so I was like, thank you so much, sir. Like all my friends, we were all like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And meanwhile, my phone was like going off in my pocket, right? Because my friend was like, yo, where you guys at? Where you guys at? And so I called him, and like it takes him a minute to answer. And then he answers and he's like, yo, what's up? What's up? Where are you guys at? And I respond and I'm like, dude, we got caught by the manager. Apparently there's like this guy that like watches the exits now. Apparently people have been sneaking in or something. And so my friend was like, oh, that's crazy. And he was like, okay, do you want me to take Patricia, and like, which we'll just call her Patricia, was my girlfriend. And he was like, do you want us to just come out and meet you at the car and we'll do something else? And I was like, no, I mean, she really wanted to see the movie, and like, I trust you guys like aren't gonna do anything, because we weren't dating very long. Like I was dating this girl for maybe about like 3 weeks. And so he was like, are you sure, dude? And I was like, yeah, just go ahead and watch the movie. Like we'll seriously just go to I think there was like an arcade or something across the street. And so we just ended up going to the arcade like little kids. But I mean, it was fun as shit. So, don't hate on me. And about an hour and a half later, they come out of the movie theater. They said the movie was great. And, I ended up just pirating the movie online. And that relationship didn't last. That was like probably a month-long relationship. Not really a big one, so I wasn't too worried about it. But yeah, it was just a cool story. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, smack that like button. I love you guys so much. Thanks for all the support on the videos, and I will see you tomorrow.